A new report finds no clear link between Tylenol use in pregnancy and autism or ADHD. Researchers at the University of Liverpool say they looked at 9 systemic reviews covering 40 studies and found no significant evidence that Tylenol is linked to the disorders. Instead, they say many of the existing studies that show a link have design flaws, and some studies don't properly take other factors like genetics or environment into account. The review comes after Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. admitted the Trump administration lacked scientific evidence on the claim. Former U.S. Surgeon General Dr. Jerome Adams is here for more. Dr. Adams, thank you for coming on. I know you've been outspoken on this. You said, and I'm quoting here, we need plausible biological mechanism and robust evidence. You say science demands we dig deeper before pointing fingers and scaring moms. So what's your reaction to this new report?
Well, we know that muddled and misleading information coming from HHS can actually harm moms. I want to give you a real scenario. You have a mom who is pregnant, and she doesn't get her COVID or flu vaccines because she's been discouraged from doing so by the administration. She gets COVID. That increases your chance of neurodevelopmental delays like autism. She ends up getting a fever of 102 degrees and doesn't take Tylenol because she's been scared off of it from the administration. That we know can increase your risk of neurodevelopmental delays. So again, this misinformation actually is putting moms and the public at large at higher risk. And my call is to make sure the administration is putting out evidence-based information, is not getting ahead of themselves. And to the public, I'd say to you, talk to your doctor, talk to your pharmacist, talk to your health provider. Don't get information from the internet. And unfortunately, I have to say, don't get information from this current iteration of HHS because it's confusing at best and harmful at worst.
And meanwhile, South Carolina state health officials say the measles outbreak there is growing with 8 new reported cases since Friday. But vaccinations have gone down overall. Why do you think that is?
Well, we know that as our health secretary and administration continue to sow mistrust in vaccines, there's a direct correlation with that and declining vaccination rates. And as vaccination rates go down, you're going to see an increase in vaccine-preventable diseases like measles. We had 2 people die of whooping cough in Louisiana last year, in addition to 2 people who died from measles. And in cold and flu season that we're going into right now, we know that protecting yourselves, particularly if you're younger or if you're a senior, is critical to staying out of the hospital, to staying at school, to staying at work. And so again, as former Surgeon General, my plea to everyone is to talk to your doctor, get the facts about you and your family and your local circumstances, because unfortunately the information we're getting from Washington, D.C. Is often misleading.
I also want to ask you about whooping cough. You brought it up. State health officials in Texas are reporting 4 times the number of whooping cough cases compared to the same time last year. And this is the second year now that Texas is experiencing high increase in whooping cough cases. Vaccination rates for whooping cough also steadily decline. So what more do you think needs to be done to protect children from this?
Well, unfortunately, many people have not seen vaccine-preventable diseases, and so they're not worried about them. But in the wintertime is when we see flu, RSV, COVID, and whooping cough hit hardest. So to parents, again, talk to your healthcare providers. We know that the MMR vaccines have decades of safety. The Tdap vaccines, which include the vaccine against whooping cough, has decades of safety. And far too many people are foregoing protection because of misinformation.
Former U.S. Surgeon General Dr. Jerome Adams, we appreciate your time today, Doctor. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. Get the facts, get your vax, be safe this holiday season.